And today on Have a Knife Day, we're going to be talking about knives. And we are in Oregon City, Oregon at the workshop of Mr. Tom Veff, the Sharpologist. In fact, there he is, right there. See?
Edgeologist.
Edgeologist. So what we have here is the James Williams design, collaboration with Crkt. This is called the HZ6, or as we would say, Hotel Zulu 6. And you notice that there's some differences, okay? So this is the one that you would get from the factory. And it is incredibly grippy. Incredibly grippy, okay? And of course, this is designed by Williams this is a slasher, my friends. But then you come over to Mr. Veff's personal Hotel Zulu 6, and you'll see some differences. I call this blade a conversation starter. You pull this out, people start having conversations with you. So these are high polish. What size are these? 3/4 Veff serrations, all the way up to the business end. So you're not going to be poking this into wood and doing weird things. This is a can cutter, American, and etc. Also, he highly polished the screws, and he softened up the grippiness a little bit on here. I mean, it's just still incredibly magnet-light in its grippiness, but it's just a little softer. I mean, because this is really aggressive. This one's, smiling at you with intent. It does the job completely. It's just a little bit more friendly on the hand. You can file your fingernails with us. And you over there, you're like, gee whiz, I got some rough spot on my fingernails, and you can just use this as an emery board. So what I'm doing here today is this is going to be just like this, but I'm going to keep the black hardware because that's just how I roll. And then he's going to send that off to me. Okay, so there's this. Okay, now, then there's this. Now this is a factory installed Veff serrations. Now he did mirror up that edge like a mirror. You can look at yourself in there and you can smile and you can clean your teeth. I don't recommend you clean your teeth with this, but we'll notice that this is, of course, the M21 14 SFG with a spear tip. And this crossguard, besides operating as a crossguard, now we have this lock that turns this into a functional fixed blade. You pull that back, you do the liner lock, and then you close it, but not on your fingers. So when you pull this out of your pocket, the crossguard grabs your pocket and it waves it open. So it'll pop out when you pull it. If you want to pull it out, you just drag it behind your pocket and this sucker will open up. Now, if you don't want to, just pull it straight up and it will not deploy. And of course, this is tipped down. But the good thing is you can bring this tip up. They give you several mounting points for your preference of carry: left, right, up, down, tip, down. And so I'm showing you the factory serrations. Okay, these do the job. They do the job very well. But when you look at something done by Mr. Veff himself, you'll see that these teeth, it's kind of like the grill on a wrapper. They're there, they're smiling at you, they're shining in the sun, and, well, gee whiz, how about this? Jaws from James Bond, Moonraker. Them teeth, they're there to do their business, and the business is good. So there is that. So I have another quick video to do, but I wanted to show you the things I'm getting from Mr. Veff while I'm here. And have a nice day. And remember, click subscribe for God's sakes. Don't just date me. Put a ring on it. We'll be back soon. And today on Have a Knife Day, we're going to be doing a follow-up video on one of the blades that I purchased from my trip to Oregon City, Oregon, to the workshop of the edgeologist himself, Mr. Tom Veff. That's right. What a great time I had. I got so many knives. And speaking of knives, this is it. Boom! Williams fixed blade, product of Taiwan. Taiwan, I prefer to purchase blades from countries that I feel that are allies.
And that's all I've got to say about that. I'm staunchly anti-communist. All righty, without further ado, let's open this box. And we'll take a look at this. So it came with a clip like this. So I decided to make my own sheath. See, Mom, I told you I'd be good with my hand someday. That's right. So I made an adapter for it. It's using pull dot snaps. And I have 8,000 tech locks, or at least it feels like it. So I decided to use a tech lock to mount it to my belt. So it's easy to put on or take off. And I've been trying to make my own sheaths. Hobbies, I want to do more of my own things. When I want to have a damn fine sheath made, I utilize Micah over at Black Bear Custom Kayaks. I've got some stuff over to him right now. This actually might go to him eventually, but I don't mind the factory sheath. I don't. The way I like to wear my knives is suspended from a belt. I live in the People's Republic of California. And as the law states, you wear a knife suspended from your belt. And that's what this is. I'm going to put a picture of the sheath up here for you. Okay. Because I just got these pull the dot snaps, and I'm I'm learning how to use them. Now, one of the things I did for this this leather adapter for the sheath, the factory sheath, is that I put it in my vacuum sealer. That's right. So when you look at this, you might be able to see a little pattern in the leather. And you see how it conformed to the sheath. Well, you wet it, and you put it in there, and you vacuum it out, and you let it set for a while. I let it dry. The color on this is dark brown. I might touch it up a little bit later. And I had to add a spacer, and I physically attached it there. So this, the belt loop wraps, this wraps around the adapter, and it's securely attached. And once everything dried and everything, it's very, very rigid, which I like. And I suppose not bad for a beginner sheath maker. Now, with that being said, let's get more into the knife itself. I know, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Look at this. Look what Mr. Veff did. This is completely fantastic. Now, I have other James Williams knives, which I will show some of them. I'm going to post a link to the other video because I have a goodly amount, and I don't want to rehash what I've already did a video on, but I have some examples. Okay, fair enough. So these were all put in by hand, not by the factory, and they're fantastic. I actually got to see them. You cannot videotape the wizard doing his magic tricks. He won't do it, but I saw it and I appreciate it for the years of experience. Mr. Veff used to be a meat cutter. Yeah, he worked in a butcher's. He was a butcher for quite some time. Now, when you couple that with the design of James Williams, you got something that will penetrate and that will slice. And talking to Mr. James Williams, he really likes Veff serrations because they do not hang up on cloth or anything like that like other serrations do. You have to realize the right tool for the right job. So if you're looking to take this out and stab 2x4s with it and hammer through bricks or what have you, you got the wrong tool, my friend. Got the wrong tool. James Williams trains military people, special forces, law enforcement. He goes out to very wild places, and I'm not just talking about animals. And these are the knives that he's designed and has received inspiration from the Japanese culture. He loves Japanese culture. My Mrs. Have a Knife Day, she comes from Japan. Now, I've met Mr. Williams over at the Dojo of the Four Winds here in the land of Marines in Southern California. And I showed him some of the stuff that I did, and he really enjoyed it. He's a very nice, gracious man. And I've also met him at Blade Show West back when Portland wasn't on fire with communists. Him and his son, and I'll show you a knife I bought from him there. But look at this thing, my friends. Now, this, the X's, the scales, this is as grippy as one of the 87,000 IRS agents that are going to be going after our tax money. That's right. You've sold something on Etsy and they want their share. Damn it. That's right. So a nice pommel, something that you can, Mall Ninja. So something that you could put your thumb on and you can maneuver it around, but man, it is really aggressive. Might I suggest a pair of gloves, or talking to Mr. Tom Veff, you can soften these up a little bit. And these do come off. These are hex. Boom, boom, boom. You can take this off. Maybe run over some nice fine grain sandpaper to soften this up a little bit. But you can also use it to, file your nails. This is absolutely fantastic. So, designed by James William in Voss, North Carolina, paying tribute to the hira-zukuri, a classical Japanese straight sword. Knife maker James Williams brings us the HZ6. Hailing from the 8th century, the original hira-zukuri style blade was first popularized in daggers and utilized as a powerful short sword for survival and everyday use. And just like its origin, the HZ6 is purpose-built for real-life warriors, only now designed to meet the demands of the modern world. The specifications, but first, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help the channel out, really appreciate it. If you want to thank me for my service, click that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. I will continue to spend my money like a drunken paratrooper to bring you blades that you might want to buy. And with that being said, blade length is 6.50 inches. That is 165.10 millimeters. Blade edge, well, factory, it came plain, but check out the smile on that. The blade steel is SK5. SK5, please look it up. I can do it for you, but gee whiz, that's what Google's for. Blade finish, powder coat. Blade thickness, 0.21 inches, 5.41 millimeters. Overall length, 11.31 inches to 7.35 millimeters. Weighing in at 8.40 ounces. That's that. It's a little bit heavier with this on it. Handle G10 style fixed blade knife with sheath. Sheath material is Boltron. Defender of the Universe, Boltron. Oh, sorry, that was Voltron. Rower. And the sheath weight is 2.50 ounces. Like I said, it's a little bit more than that now. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be voice-overing some more information because I want you to appreciate the who behind the design. The fact that Mr. Williams has been, in the military, involved in martial arts as an instructor, teaching special forces and Leos, XYZ, all this kind of stuff. I want you to be able to appreciate that. All right, now let's talk about some of the other knives in the collection. And that would be this. Now this is the Shimbu. It has YK30 steel, which is a high carbon steel. Notice the wrap. Welcome to the land of discontinued. Okay, it has a beautiful wrap. And this is an aftermarket sheath. That's right, a Red Hill, because I've owned this for several years now. For Red Hill Sheaths, if I am not mistaken. And there's the mounting plate with a nylon belt loop. Pushing off from here, you will see the Japanese influence blade, and you're like, hey, that doesn't look like the shiny metal blade of a factory built Shinbu. And I would say you're right, because I got a wild hair up my fourth point of contact and I cold blew this. Why? Because I wanted to, and it's mine. And I'm going to live forever, and this is going to be mine. So, what a robust blade. It was a joy to find and to purchase. Sharpened by Mr. Veff, so you know it's going to be sharp. Here, let me shave my arm off. Not. But appreciate the size of that. We're going to put this over here, and we'll put this here. Tail to tail, tip to tip, and you can see why did he make this one, and there is also a larger one. It's because apparently there were military personnel working in Afghanistan, and they were fighting people hopped up on drugs. That's right, it's not just down the street from your house. It was in Afghanistan too, and they wanted something that could deal a quick amount of damage that would affect somebody who was hopped up on drugs. There you go, pretty neat. I thought so. All right, and of course, our good friend, the Hisatsu, Gesundheit, bless you. This is 440A steel. Okay, now if you notice, I had a good friend of mine whose name I've forgotten because I've been hit in the head several times, and he did this fantastic gutted paracord Japanese influence wrap for me. Aftermarket sheath, a little bit of a fire starter there. You know, I don't want to set the world on fire, but if it's cold, gee whiz, I want to start a campfire. That's right. We'll pull this out. And here it is, the Hisatsu with Veff serrations. And if you notice, I did not have this fully serrated by Veff serrations. This was purchased several years ago. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And in this case, I did not. But with this paracord, fantastic, great job. Now I'm gonna move this up here, and we'll see that the Hisatsu is roughly the same size as the HZ6. But wait, there's more. And that would be this. Now, this is the OZF001 hira-zukuri. Now, this comes from James Williams Blade Design himself. This is made by Lion Steel of Italy, titanium, single piece titanium. And of course, the James Williams logo right there. That is magnificent. Oh, it's one piece of carbon fiber. That's so beautiful. And in honor of this, I got this pretty cool knife blade, bead. It is a samurai helmet. And right there is a deep carry pocket clip. The attention to detail. Oh, good gravy. This is to give honor to the Japanese style of wrap. Very, very tactilely satisfying. It's a flipper. Look at that blade. Holy smokes. M390. So you can tell it's from Europe because it has M390. This says OZF, 001. And the flipper acts as a guard to keep your fingers from running up against that, because that would be bad. So, my friends, we'll take a look at the size of this. So, for James Williams Blade Design, there are more. I'm not going to go rehash it over here. Once again, I'm going to have a link for this. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, of course. So what do you think? Now, mind you, you can get this straight edge, and you could use it for other things. This one is not for bushcrafting. So there you go. Wow. Any questions, thoughts, ideas? Please keep the the hating to a minimum. But I really enjoyed sharing this. Getting the HZ6 was just a fun thing because, you know, here's the thing about makers. They're not going to be around forever. They're not going to be around forever. So from James Williams to Mr. Tom Veff himself, I appreciate what they bring to the table. Their artisanship, their passion, their experience. Oh, this is completely fantastic. Well, that's it. Thank you for visiting with me today. It's a happy day in this bladed neighborhood, and I would hope you would, as always, have a nice day. Made for the modern warrior, paying tribute to the hira-zukuri, a classical Japanese straight sword. Knife maker James Williams brings us the HZ6. Hailing from the 8th century, the original hira-zukuri style blade was first popularized in daggers and utilized as a powerful short sword for survival and everyday use. And just like its origin, the HZ6 is purpose-built for real-life warriors, only now designed to meet the demands of the modern world. Honoring the classical Japanese straight sword, the HZ6 derives from the ancient hira-zukuri blade style, which features no ridge lines whatsoever. But the true power behind this tactical knife's smooth blade surface is the ability to accomplish impressively clean penetration across whatever surface it meets. And since the blade is decked in protective coating to diminish rust and corrosion, you'll have less to worry about when brandishing the blade in rougher or wetter weather. And what's in a name? The first two initials stand for hira-zukuri, while the numerical 6 refers to the mighty 6.5-inch blade. But its size isn't the only thing to fear. Constructed of tough SK5 carbon steel, slashing and puncturing comes second nature to the HZ6. Even the knives handle pulls from Japanese influence. The handle is carved X's representing the traditional wrapping of a sword. But it's not only for aesthetic purposes. Designed for delivering a tremendous grip for cold, wet gloves or gloveless hands, there's added durability with each strike and blow, paired with a well-fitted sheath, utilizing the holster's clip to keep it extra close on your belt, or slip a lanyard through the opening at the base of the handle. An excellent choice for combat or tactical defense, the HZ6 makes it easy to be a modern-day warrior.
They sent him to Afghanistan and then into Iraq. The bullet that came screaming out went deep into his back. He hit the ground, but his grenade found enemy on track. He ain't gonna jump no more.